Okay, I am late. Very late today. I was saying I'd be here at 10 and it's now nearly 15:15. Goodness. Here I am. So, am I sideways? That's what I need to know. So if someone could pop on and tell me, that'd be great. If I am sideways, then I need to fix it ASAP. So if someone could tell me, am I sideways? Tell me, please. Trying to get in here this morning was just a little bit crazy. So, good morning whoever you are. Please comment. Tell me though if I am running this sideways. I need to know. I can't see any comments yet. Oh, I'm good? Yay, thank you. All right, because I had someone complain last week that because I've always done them portrait, that they couldn't see enough of my desk, which when you see the state of my desk, most of the time that's probably a good thing. But yes, good morning girls. I'm sorry I'm a bit late in here this morning. I'm a little underprepared, but hey, that's okay. I slept in today. Whoops. Oh well. Okay. So that's what happens in the school holidays. I've been not setting the alarm and enjoying it very, very much. And this morning I did set the alarm a little earlier, and then the cat woke me up at like 6:30, something stupid. And then it took me ages to go back to sleep. So then I overslept. So you know how this works. Good morning, Denise, Lynn, hi. Hello, girls. It's lovely to see you here. Let me pop this phone in the holder and let's get going. Good morning, Deborah. How are you doing? Yay. All right, let's see if I can get this to switch over. I shall turn it around so you're looking at my front yard. There we go. Hey, I trimmed, can you see over here, over there, near the mailbox, I pruned my rose this week, and I've never pruned a rose before, so I hope I've done it right. It looks very short and sad to me, but they tell me that's what I'm supposed to do, so if anyone knows anything about pruning roses, I gave it my best shot. Okay, so here we go. I'm turning it around onto the messy desk, and I'm hoping everyone can see this. Can you see okay? Yes? I'll move that slightly more into the center. Hooray, I think we did it. I think I did it landscape. Because what happens is if I start portrait and then I switch to landscape, it goes sideways. I know that. So what I was hoping was if I started in landscape, it would stay in landscape, and I think it's worked. But tell me if anything goes wrong. I won't be able to see your comments though while I'm creating. So, good morning, Elizabeth. Nice to see you there. Tina, hi. Well, thank you. I hope you guys weren't all waiting for me. Thanks for saying I deserve a sleep in. But hi, Fran, all the way from Indiana. Woohoo! Nice to see you here. All right. What I was going to do this morning, this has also put me back this morning, I can't do because I have some sad news, and that is that my big shot has finally died. He's now refusing to cut. I was going to show you how I did the watercolouring on this card, and it's a little bit of, not much technique, it's really faux watercolouring, it's not even real watercolouring. So I was going to show you that was going to be my project this morning, but I can't do it because I cannot cut these shapes. It won't even cut the basic under flower, let alone the top detailed flower. So I have had to abandon that idea, and I'm going with something in my head instead, and we're going to use the Postage punch stamp and the Posted for You stamp set. So I'm going to be cutting up as I go, so kind of starting from scratch. I am going to start with a half piece here of A4 paper, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit as I'm cutting and preparing. Okay, so this month, this is July, and we have our bonus days deal going, and some of you may know what bonus days is because we've run it before. They've run it, I think, twice before, last couple of years at this time of year. However, this year is no different. They've kept the amounts the same. So for every $90 order you place, you get a $9 voucher back. They email that to you, and then you can spend that $9 voucher in August. Okay, so basically you earn your $9 vouchers this month, and then in August you can spend them, okay, and that $9 will come off whatever retail value you have. So if you have a $270 order, obviously that is 3 vouchers, and you would get 9 times 3 straight off your $27 off your next order, so in August. So you can save them up all month long. The most important thing though is to remember that they email these to you, and so when you get the email, make sure you save it, or write down the number, or print it out, or somehow make sure you record that number, because if you lose it, it's like losing cash, and they can't be found again. You can't get them again. So only one $9 voucher for every $90 spent. Okay, so that's how it works. I've had because I've been pre-ordering my Christmas stuff this month, I have actually had quite a number of vouchers, and I'm looking forward to spending them next month when some new things are out, so that's going to be exciting. I'm going to use the Playing with Patterns Designer Series paper. Now, this paper, I didn't really pay any attention to it in the catalogue. I didn't notice it at all. And really glossed over it, and I've come back and given it a bit of a look because it's actually really beautiful. It's lovely, and I love the colours in it. It tells you on the pack and also in the catalogue what colours are in it. Calypso Coral, Coastal Cabana, Crush Curry, Night of Navy, Purple Posy, and Whisper White. So it's quite like light and bright, if you like to think. So you can see this is the one that I used on this card. Okay, I used a bit of this paper here. So I thought that looked really lovely, and this is of course Coastal Cabana, and the flower I did in Bermuda Bay, because to me that works really tonally beautifully with Coastal Cabana. It's just darker, so that really highlights the flower, and also the thank you is stamped in Bermuda Bay as well, but I thought that looked lovely. So yeah, these papers are just lovely. So they've got, you know, dots and stripes and spots and washes, you know, all kinds of fun, as it says, playing with patterns. It really is. You've got lots of different patterns in these lovely fresh colours. So there's 48 sheets in there, absolutely beautiful, and I'm going to use a couple of them today on our card. So I am going to use the Postage punch stamp, punch. This is a really cool punch, because you can do a few different things with it, and I'm going to show you a trick with it. Just making sure that everyone can see that okay. Can everyone see it okay? Good morning, Fran. Over there in, hang on. Which Fran is it? I've got a couple of Frans, and this is a problem. I've got a Fran in Canberra and a Fran in New Zealand. So I'm not sure, Fran, which one you are. And hi, Carol. Good morning. Hi, Sheila. Nice to see you. I missed you the other day. Rona. Oh, hi, Barb. Nice to see you there. Chris. Goodness me, we have lots of people here this morning. Good morning, Judy. Hi, Linda. So, hey, Pam. How you doing? Nice to see you. All right. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go and I'm going to cut some postage stamp punch shapes out of my paper, but then I'm going to do something a bit cool with them, because it does open itself to some really interesting things that you can do. So I'm just deciding which ones I want to use. I'm going to pick this one, or maybe that one. I like anything with a little bit of Coastal Cabana in it. I think that looks really nice, but I am using a piece of Coastal Cabana on my, I really like this one. I think those stripes are really, really nice, but I'm not using that for this card. Alright. Which ones do I want to use? Some stripes would be nice. Oh, and I'm going to go with some of the whiter stripes. And then, will I go with this one? Or is it too different? Actually, I might even go some spots. Spots are nice. Always like some spots. So it really depends on kind of, I guess, the feel that you're trying to get with. And I also really like this wash. I think that's a beautiful background. I would like to use that one, but it's just too close to the Coastal Cabana cardstock. So I've also got that one, of course, which I've already chopped up. Might use that. So we've got some spots and we've got some stripes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this out, and I just realised I need to grab something else. Alright, so obviously it makes this rectangular shape that looks a bit like a postage punch. And just grabbing a post-it note. Always good to have post-it notes not far from where you're sitting because they're very handy things. So what I'm going to do, I'll go through and I'll do my 4. I'm going to do 4 of these. Which way will I go? And some dots. I think the dots are fun. There we go. Alright, so I've just gone through and done 4 sheets. Aren't they cool? The colours are great. Alright, so these look really nice together. And you could put them on a card. So I did a card, just you may have seen the other day, and I should have brought it over to show you. I could quickly grab it because I know exactly where it is. And it had 3 pieces on a panel across the front. Okay, you could do that with this as well. So you may have seen this card. I posted it a week or 2 ago. So you can see it's got those 3 postage stamp shapes on it, which I think looks really, really cool. But I'm actually going to do something a little bit different. I want to use 4 on my card. So I'm going to use, see, they're going to be paired with this colour. So I'm going to be putting a post-it note. And this is just to act as a handle to make it easier for you so that you're not, because if I want to insert this back in here and cut this into a square, okay, and it can be done, but you can see I'm fiddling around a little bit. You can do it. In fact, that's pretty good. But if you don't want to fiddle around quite as much as that, there you go. So I've got now a square. Then use a post-it note. And that just helps you insert it in. It just makes it easier. Now what is a square? You kind of doing it by eye. I can see that I've got as many across here as I have here, but you could count them if you wanted to. So yeah, I don't want to do that now because that's sort of boring to do, but yeah, you get the idea. So I'll just take the post-it note off that bit there. So actually I think I've made one a little bit bigger than the other I have. See, I should have counted. So this one is actually a little bit too big. This one's actually the square, the one I did by eye. So the first one I did. So I'm just going to pop that in again. And I'm going to line up the edge bits. If you're not sure, you can always go one too many because you can always cut it shorter, but you can't cut it longer, really. Now I've got 2. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to whack all these through and cut them into a square. So this is just a cool little thing you can do with this punch that gives it a bit more versatility. So it doesn't just do rectangles, it can do squares as well. So did I do it again? Made it one too long. So it's all, you can always go shorter. It's not really a problem. I just want to have that at the end there. I'm going to bring it back. Just one more. And what we're trying to do, of course, is end up with 4 squares. I like this dotty one. I think that's really cute. One more. Okay, so now I've done my 4 squares. Doesn't really matter how we arrange them. We can arrange them any way we like. I have one with stripes going up and down, with one with the stripes going to the right and the left. Or you might decide to have I'm just making them sit where I think they look the best. That looks pretty good. Okay, so this is going to end up on here like this. So what I want to do is I want to cut a piece of paper with my trimmer. If you're looking for a good trimmer, this is a great trimmer. We've had this one now for a year or so, and I am super happy with it. The blades last so much longer than the old one did. It's just a basic, simple trimmer. Mine's got a few dirty marks on it. Look at that. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't make you a cup of coffee or do anything particularly fancy, but it does everything I need it to. It does have your, you know, your extension blade that comes out. It does have centimeters and inches. So for people who go between those two, it's very handy. I'm just going to neaten up this piece of. It does have a scoring blade and a trimming blade. I've only got the trimming blade in at the moment, but it does have both. All right. So how big do I want this to be? I'd like a little bit of a gap around. So I'm just using these for. So I'm going to make it 8. I'll make it 8. Yeah, I'm going to make it 8 centimeters by 8 centimeters, this piece. And I'll be using the other side of that. Goodness me. I don't think I'm a grot. Dirty marks everywhere. That's all right. We'll cover that up with a punch. Alright, so I've got my 8x8 paper, and it doesn't matter, like I said, what order you put the papers in, but we want a little bit of a gap behind each one. I'm deciding whether I want my yellow there or on the outside. I think maybe on the outside. Yep, happy with that. You could glue them straight down if you wanted to, but I'm actually going to use glue dots. No, sorry, dimensionals, because I like the look of them sort of sitting up from the page. There they are. So we'll just whack a couple of those behind each one. So a little bit of assembly, but it doesn't take long. I'm just trying to keep my designs so all my I've got the same amount of distance between the outside of the punch and the edge of the cardstock, and I'm going to be doing that for all of them, so it looks uniform when you're finished, which is very pleasing to the eye, I think. We can adjust them a little bit if we need to, and of course you could make a square card with this. I'm not going to, but you can. A lot of people like square cards. I find I get a very good response whenever I make a square card. People just love them. There we go. And that one down a little bit. So yeah, like I said, you can kind of adjust them as long as you don't push it all down too hard. Once you push it down properly, it's stuck, but up until then you can kind of move them around a little bit. Yep, I'm happy with that. So we've got our piece of Whisper White. Now I use thick Whisper White for my card bases, or thick vanilla, but I actually, and I go through this stuff like water, I go through a lot of thick white vanilla, thick white cardstock, but I then use for like stamping on, I use my thinner Whisper White for that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use, now you could use our new seal, or you can use the Seal Plus, this one here. I'm actually going to use the Seal Plus because I'm going cardstock to cardstock and I like the extra strength that gives me. I'm actually really liking these. They did take a little bit of getting used to, but I'm really liking how sticky they are. It's awesome. Once it's down though. It's not going anywhere, so you want to line it up properly the first time. Okay, so now we have some dotty stripy squares made with our postage punch. And if you have this punch, or if you were thinking about this punch, this is a great alternative way to use it, to make squares as well as rectangles. What do you think? Do you like that? I'm going to add a sentiment. Just grabbing a block, and I'll use the Posted For You set, seeing as they match, deciding whether to make Sending Love Your Way, Just a Note, or Happy Birthday, which sentiment to use. I'm a big fan of Just a Note. I just think that's a really pretty little sentiment, so I might use that one. Really, this block is a little too big for that. I could have gone with a smaller block, but that's okay. And I'm going to do what I did on the other card. I could use Coastal Cabana because that's the main colour under here, but I'm going to go one strength darker with the Bermuda Bay because that looks really nice with Coastal Cabana. And I'm going to put my note just over here on the right hand side. Straight down. There it is. You could add a ribbon to this if you wanted to, or you could just keep it like this, nice and simple. There we go, we have a card. Woohoo! Alright, now I'm going to be really brave. Did you like that one? Have a quick look for comments. Hi there, Joe. How you doing? Good morning, Tina. Good morning, Wendy. This is the set you and I were talking about this morning. So you get a special look at it. There you go. So you'll be very glad you're getting that one. I'm just having a look to see. I can't see too many comments. So, oh, from Canberra. Yes. Sorry, I had the wrong Fran. I have two Frans, so it gets me confused. Sorry, Fran. Hi there, Gina. Nice to see you first time live. Well done. Hey, Karen. How you going? Good morning, Karen Egan. Two Karens. Goodness, we have two Karens and two Frans. Jan. Good morning. Hello, Miss Joe. I've been going to call you for the last few days and see how you're doing. So we'll have to catch up later. So there you go. Cue card. I'm going to play with another set, and I haven't even played with this set yet, so I don't even know really what I'm doing with it. This is one that I got recently for some free product because I had an order that was over the $250 mark, which means that's when you start getting free stuff. You get 10% back in free products. So I got this one, and I kind of was inspired by the fact that last week was the week we should have been away on our holiday, and it just sort of said tropical holiday to me, so that's the reason why. So I'm going to use, well, let's have a quick look at the catalogue, and I'll show you where it is in there. Actually, I'll show you where both of these sets are. So there's, at the back is our index, of course. The Posted For You set that we just played with is on page 81. Here it is, and there's some beautiful samples. So they've used like this one here doesn't even use the postage stamp punch, but it uses some of the stamps. And then you've got some other bits and pieces here. They have used all the different and you can see they've also done like I did. They've cut this down, so it's not a square, but it's like a smaller rectangle. So you can cut them down to make them other shapes other than the rectangle that you're punching. Okay, so you can see they've actually shown you the three that fit in the rectangle, and then you've also got one that punches out with a circle punch. So that's that one. The other one, which is it Sending Sunshine? Is that what it says? Yes, Sending Sunshine. So that one is on page 111. And like I said, I haven't even used it yet. But they've got a couple of cool samples here that caught my eye. I love the look of this. And I might pull my Brayers out and do something with the Brayers because I like that look. And they made it look like it's like a sunset, or I guess to me this is more sunset than sunrise. You know, the sky is getting quite dark here, so the dark is reflected on the water. They've actually done it in black, which looks kind of cool. So I haven't decided whether I will go black. I don't think so. I might add some black detail. But then this one here, you can see they've used the big one as the foam for the water and the smaller one for the water out there further at sea. And then there's some little like islands off in the distance, or just maybe they're rocks. And then you've got your sun disappearing, and you do that in your different more sunshine colours. So that's what I'm going to have a little play with. This to me could be bits of water, or it could be clouds. So I think you could go either way with that. I don't think they've used it in the samples. Oh yeah, they have. They've used it as clouds. So there you go. So I'm going to pull my sponge brayers out in a second, and we're going to have a play with that. But I'm going to start with one of these. So which way will I go? I'm going to start with the big one. So this is me experimenting and playing with the set for the first time. I'm going to put that onto my block E, which is a bigger block. And I'm going to use that Bermuda Bay that we just used a moment ago. And I'm going to go with kind of a, here it is. We're going to go with a blue sea, well, turquoise kind of. Let's see. And I'm going to go about here. Now this is a photopolymer stamp set, so I should be all right. So I should be using a matte underneath. Just get a better image when you use a photopolymer set. Okay. Oh, I got a little something on there. Don't know how. Brand new stamp, but anyway, I have to cover that up. That's easy to do. And then I'm going to come in with the smaller one. Maybe I'll do this in black. I might do that. And for that, I'm going to use my block here, and I'm going to use a Memento black. Just deciding, I used Memento just last night, so I know it's close by. I used it for, did you guys see what I put up last night? I was playing around with a brand new set from our new catalogue, which is coming out next month. I did this little card here, and so I've stamped my houses in Memento and then coloured them with Stampin' Blends, and it was just a really fun colouring therapeutic card to make. I love that kind of stuff. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to ink this one up in the black, and we'll see how this looks together. I mean, it might look wrong, but we'll find out, hey? I don't think it will look wrong. It's going to be interesting what I get from this. So I'm going to line this up. I'm going to bring my head in for a second. I'm sorry if you're looking at the back of my head, but this is what we need to do sometimes. And I'm going to make that go over the top. I was a little bit low. I'm going to go, because I've got a bit of a gap between the top there. I didn't line that up very well. Let's see if I can fix it. If I can't fix it, that's what the other side of the paper's for, right? Paper has two sides. That's better. The other thing you could do is you can come in with an aqua pen or a water pen and colour it so it blends together. So that's another. You know what? I'm going to do it one more time. But it is a good trick to use your either your blender pens or more likely your aqua pens. That's better. Now I've got it in the right spot. There we go. And so if you didn't want this kind of, I'm going to leave it, but if you didn't want that, I would go along here with a water pen and just blend that out, because Memento is just a water-based ink, so it blends quite nicely. So let's go in with our sun. I'm going to use just a small block for this one. And I'm thinking Mango Melody might be a good colour, or maybe Pumpkin Pie. And I'm actually going to be a bit brave and try and use a couple of colours. So I'm going to go pumpkin at the top. And then I'm going to go Crush Curry at the bottom. So I'm using both colours on here. You could use markers to get this effect as well. Now let's see how this looks. Ooh, that's quite pretty. Nice. Is it looking like an evening sky, do you think? So this is a lot of fun, this kind of stamping, when you're able to just play and introduce different colours and work it out as you go along. To me, that's kind of what I wanted to do this morning, is just play. I usually have some rough ideas of what I want to do, but that's about it. So I'm going to come in with I'm going to use a new one, with a sponge brayer. Okay, these things are fantastic. In a packet you get 2 handles and 4 sponges. So I'm going to start, and I'm going to take that sponge away, that mat, and I'm going to put it down here, and we're going to actually, if you're right-handed, so I'm going to give you some quick brayer instructions for anyone who hasn't seen me do this before. If you are right-handed, you want to hold it in your right hand, hold the piece of paper down with your left hand, and we start at the right hand end of the paper with your brayer, and we're going to work our way down. Okay, so I'm going to start with my lightest colour, which is crushed curry in this case. I'm going to ink it up. You ink it up by going one way, one direction around on your ink pad. Then you hold it down, start here, start off the page, and then go gently onto the page. And I'm only going to go down to that, fully go down to that end once, because I actually want it to look quite light here on the horizon, like it's bright. And it is, it does look bright. And then I'm going to move up to a darker colour. So I'm going to go with my pumpkin. I'm going to put it back. Doesn't really need to go back. I just like creating a nice little pattern on my paper. And then I'm going to, it's like a little game I play with myself, and then I'm only going to come part of the way down this time. I'm not going as far, because I want it to be darker at the top and lighter down towards the horizon. How's it looking? It's looking good, right? I like this. It was one of those sets I bought and thought, you know, do I really need that? But it looked like fun to play with, and I had those dollars to spend. So now I'm going to change it over. This is a pink one. I'm going to pull some, I could also go with a bit of purple in the sky, so let's see how we end up. I'm going to go with a bit of Rococo Rose. And I'm going to ink this one up. So this is a sponge I've used for pink before, so I'm just using it for pink again. I like to try and just keep them for one colour tone. Now I'm only doing the very top. And you can see it's blending with the orange and the yellow, and it's still quite orangey. You can't see a lot of the pink. We're getting a little bit more pink now. What do you think? Should we leave it at that? Or should we introduce a purple? I actually think that might be enough. I'm going to go with that. I like it just as it is. Okay, so now what I want to do is, we have got these black leaves, or sorry, they're not black, they're leaves, and I'm going to make them black. So let me grab a block. I'm just going to use D block, that'll be fine. And I'm going to go back to my memento. So what's everyone else doing today? Are you all having fun? Anyone stamping? Anyone crafting and creating? I'm going to bring that in from the side so it looks like it's coming in from somewhere else. Whoops, should be using that mat again, stamping with my photopolymer. Deciding how many leaves I would like. I might have a few more there. If you're worried about getting ink on your mat, that's where a bit of grid paper like this stuff, or even the mini grid paper that we use with the Stamparatus, or a bit of scrap, you know, that can be fine. So let me just, this piece I used earlier, I'm just going to whack that down over the top here. That way I've still got my stamping surface, but I'm not going to get ink on my mat. You could go all the way around and have leaves everywhere if you wanted. Deciding whether I'd like. I'm coming down from somewhere else. Do I want it? Do I want it? Too late. It's done. Oh, I do like that actually. Yeah, I do like it coming down from up there. There we go. Now I'm just deciding whether I'm happy to have this bit white down the bottom here, because what I'm going to be doing is putting this on a card. So let me, I think from memory this is 8 by 12. Let me just double check that. This is centimeters I'm talking, so 8, yep, by 12. Yep, that's a pretty common measurement for me to make a panel from on the front of my cards, 8 by 12. Now I'm deciding whether it actually doesn't look bad on the black. My original intention was to put it on a piece of white like this and have a black, like a matted in the black, which also would look good. But I'm actually wondering, and you could also put it on other colours. I mean, that would look nice too, or on some yellow. But I actually kind of like the idea of popping it on some black. What do you think? I don't know. Maybe the black is too dark. Thoughts? What do people think? What colour should we do? Good morning, Mary. How are you going? Nice to see you here. I'm just looking at the screen. Oh, Cindy, you've been playing with the white ink. Isn't that fun? Love the white ink. Just think that looks so good. All right, I'm going to make a decision about how I'm going to put this together at the end, whether I will go on black or whether I will, it might need a black panel and then on a white card base. I may do that. So I'll have a little think. It also would look good with Bermuda Bay as a base. Oh, too many choices. All right, I'll make a decision and you'll see this card posted up on my Facebook page over the next day, in the next few hours, because I'm going to finish it off very shortly. I do have one more thing I wanted to tell you. We have in the catalogue a beautiful bundle called the Forever Greenery Bundle. I'm going to be doing an online specialty class like the other ones that I've done recently. That's on page 120. No. Can't find it. It's always when you're looking for something, you just can't find it at that moment. 110. I was really close. Okay, so it's this stamp set here. This one that's been super popular. It was on back order for a little while. It's back. They've got plenty of it again now, unless it sells out again. And it's matched together with all these absolutely beautiful, green DSP, beautiful greens. I'm doing a specialty class with this for the end of the month, and I will have that up very shortly. If you love this, if you already have this one, you won't need to purchase it. You won't need to purchase it to do the class anyway. I designed my classes so that you can make it with any stamps that you might already have, so you don't have to have it. But if you do have it, obviously that's an extra bonus. But stay tuned for that one. That'll be going up in the next week or so. Okay, so something to look forward to. Bit of fun. Also have some Christmas things coming up, and of course our holiday catalogue is out next month. Yay, the 4th of August it goes live. So my suggestion would be to, if you're a regular customer of mine, check your mailbox, because I heard some people got theirs yesterday. And if it's not in your mailbox and you would like one because you haven't been a customer of mine before, please contact me and I'll be sure to send one out to you. So enjoy your Saturday, everyone. I hope everyone is doing really well, wherever you might be. I'm just going to switch this phone around again. Let's have a little look. Here I am. There I am. I have new glasses too, so I'm still adjusting to those. You know, when you get a new pair of glasses and you're just not quite sure you know, which way to face your eyes. Well, that's where I'm at right now. So that's interesting. Okay, so I hope everyone is keeping well. Have a fantastic Saturday. Do something fun for yourself, either craft or cook or get into the outdoors or do something that makes today wonderful and enjoy it. Enjoy it with your family if you can, and if that's not possible, then just enjoy some time doing what you love to do. Have a great day, guys. Bye.